Hello and welcome to Buffoon of the Week, where we look back at last week's news and current events, searching for people who did or said something so completely and utterly stupid that they earn a shot to be voted as one of the dumbest newsmakers of the past week. But you guys just don't watch the video. You get to do the voting by either leaving a comment right below this video or by voting for your choice on our poll at buffoonoftheweek.com. Last week, you picked James Comey as Buffoon of the Week for his selective amnesia during his testimony before the U.S. Senate. But we're pretty sure that a lot of you Foonies out there chose him simply because he's James Comey. And while we normally frown upon that, in this case we get it. It's like every time James Comey opens his mouth, he's playing a game with everyone listening. As you may know, we regularly post videos on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and sometimes we'll even release a bonus video here or there. So if you want more awesome content coming your way, smash that thumbs up button, and please subscribe to the show. Oh, and when you do, click on that notification bell so you never miss another one. We're building an awesome community of buffoon enthusiasts that we like to call Foonies. So if you like calling out stupid people in politics, why don't you join us? There's no better way to support us than by subscribing to this channel. In fact, I'll make you a deal. If you guys out there keep those subscriptions coming, we'll work even harder each week to bring you bigger and better content. Because as we say, it may just be a small click of a button for you guys, but to us, your support means so much more. Alright, let's get down to business. This week saw a few buffoons who worked really hard to earn a nomination, but they didn't quite make it. But they were still good enough that we couldn't pass them up as one of our dishonorable mentions. Let's start off with a laugh. Here's video of CNN's Joe Johns fighting off a raccoon at the White House.
Ah! Now, no events on the president's schedule today, and important to say, the White House, especially frickin' raccoons, man. Again, this is the second time.
So apparently, even the wildlife living around the White House recognizes that CNN is fake news. But for a dumber, and quite frankly a more dangerous media buffoon, here's media pariah Keith Olbermann.
The task is twofold. The terrorist Trump must be defeated, must be destroyed, must be devoured at the ballot box. And then he and his enablers and his supporters and his collaborators and the Mike Lees and the William Barrs and the Sean Hannitys and the Mike Pences and the Rudy Giulianis and the Kyle Rittenhouses and the Amy Coney Barretts must be prosecuted and convicted and removed from our society while we try to rebuild it. And to rebuild the world Trump has nearly destroyed by turning it over to a virus.
Hey, remember like 10 years ago when he used to be somebody? No wonder nobody will hire Olbermann anymore. He's totally flown over the cuckoo's nest. Although his YouTube channel is accurately named, because he may be the worst person in the world. And finally, if you dislike middle-aged nudity, you may want to avert your eyes for this segment.
I'm naked.
I'm completely butt-ass naked.
I'm naked.
I'm like naked.
There isn't a man behind me. These are my hands.
Why you want me to be naked?
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Ruffalo, put your clothes on.
To be honest, I wish I could cover my hands with my boobs, but here we are.
I'm here to talk to you about voting.
So in keeping with their recent history of cringeworthy videos, Hollywood got together once again to collectively act like attention whores for a stupid PSA about following ballot instructions. Now don't get me wrong, the cause is not dumb. Everyone should follow the instructions on their ballot as best they can. That's a good message. The dumb part was the haunting visuals they used. Oh boy, Seinfeld was right. There really is such a thing as bad naked. By the way, you can find links to all of these dishonorable mentions and more at buffoonoftheweek.com. The link to this week's poll also includes additional buffoons we couldn't fit in this video. Plus, while you're on the site, you can go look at other articles, some of the polls, maybe a quiz or two, and other interactive content that will open up for you if you register. So head on over to buffoonoftheweek.com. Alright, enough playing around. Time for this week's nominees. This week, we're talking about North Carolina Senate candidate Cal Cunningham and C-SPAN's Steve Scully. let's show you why. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show.
Because here in North Carolina, the truth still matters.
It was not a good week for our first nominee, North Carolina Senate candidate Cal Cunningham, as news broke of an extramarital affair he was having with a Democratic consultant who also just happened to be the wife of a fellow veteran. Yikes. The website National File broke the story with images of texts shared between the two cheaters, which said that they even did it in Cunningham's home. Double yikes. There's even a claim that there may be another mistress that may come forward later on. Triple yikes. And all that's happened has triggered an investigation to be opened by the U.S. Army Reserve. Quadruple yikes. But with any scandal, the news isn't the act so much as it is the cover-up. And Cunningham has been doing a lot of covering up lately.
What can you tell us about how this relationship started?
Look, this campaign is not about my personal life, and I appreciate your question. The campaign is about the people of North Carolina.
You said about the night you won the primary, you said this is about the truth in North Carolina.
Because here in North Carolina, the truth still matters.
You think you owe voters a truthful, full explanation of what's happened over the last several months?
The truth I was speaking about then and I'm speaking about now are the issues that affect the lives of the people of this state.
Have you had any contact with Arlene Guzman-Todd in the last couple of months?
Look, I appreciate your personal questions. The campaign is about the people of North Carolina and the issues facing North Carolinians.
So are we going to expect some more detailed answers from you or from the campaign at some point in the coming days?
What voters are interested in is their lives. I'm focused on their lives.
Do you have any specific message to voters or supporters who are questioning why you made these decisions, knowing what's at stake in this race and that something like this could come out and become public?
That the issues are the same today as they were last week and the weeks before.
Whoa, Cunningham must have been really great at dodgeball. He keeps dipping and diving and dodging everywhere.
On Friday, reporters asked more than once if there are any other women, yes or no.
We've heard from no less than Senator Tillis himself that this is what he wants to talk about.
Asked a second time.
People are tired of hearing about personal issues.
A third.
I have taken responsibility for the hurt that I've caused.
And a fourth time.
Senator Tillis doesn't want to talk about his own failed record.
Now that, fellow Foonies, is one buffoonish display. Cal Cunningham knows he stepped in it, and stepped in it bad. He's been caught like a fish on a hook, and all he's doing now is trying to wiggle his way off. But all he's doing is getting himself deeper by refusing to answer questions. This is the business you have chosen, Cal. As uncomfortable as it may be, it was probably better to humble yourself than to distance yourself from your own responsibility. Because no matter how many times you say that you're taking responsibility, when you don't want to talk about it anymore, you're not taking responsibility. If you won't hold yourself accountable in your own life when it only affects you and your family, what about those times when what you do is going to affect everyone? The longer you wiggle on that hook, the longer there will be questions. And the longer that those questions are out there, the more likely it is that people will see you for what a sloppy buffoon you are. Hey, don't forget that Buffoon of the Week is all over social media, so when you're online, make sure you like us on Facebook, you follow us on the Twitters, and go on over to Instagram and like us there too. But the most important thing you have to do is remember to subscribe right here on YouTube. Okay, Foonies, so this nomination comes with a little bit of a disclaimer. A lot of the reasons for this nomination is based upon the information we currently have available as of the date of this video's release. That said, our second nominee is C-SPAN's Steve Scully. Scully got caught up in a Twitter controversy after he apparently sent a tweet to anti-Trumper Anthony Scaramucci seeking advice on how to deal with President Trump apparently during the debate. Scaramucci, of course, responded in kind. This stirred up a major hornet's nest across conservative circles. You see, many were already roiled with Scully's selection as a debate moderator, given that he cut his teeth in Washington working for and interning for Democrats, including one of the debate's participants. We'll let you guess which one.
I came to school in Washington, D.C., went to American University, had a couple of internships, worked for Joe Biden, senator from Delaware at the time, as an intern. So I had my first chance to really see politics up close in Washington, D.C. Worked for Senator Kennedy, was involved in his ill-fated campaign in 1980, which was interesting. Having worked as a high school student in the Carter campaign in 1976, I saw it from two different perspectives.
Then things got really weird when both C-SPAN and the Commission for Presidential Debates claimed that someone had hacked Scully's Twitter account. But the wording seemed to leave a little wiggle room.
Let's put that up full if we can. Steve Scully did not originate the tweet and believes his account has been hacked. Now let's focus on that for a moment, huh? Steve Scully did not originate the tweet. Who talks like that? I mean, did he tweet it or not? Originate the tweet? Very curious choice of words. Let's see. And he believes his account has been hacked. C-SPAN giving itself a little distance between itself and Scully. This is what the people in the swamp call a non-denial denial.
So what we're left with, Foonies, is one big mess. Now, I'm sure Scully would forgive us our skepticism here. After all, the Twitter hack story didn't work for Anthony Weiner. It sure didn't work for Joy Reid. And believe it or not, Scully has blamed hackers for other tweets that were made out of his account in the past, back in 2012 and in 2013. So why should we believe him now? It was bad enough that the Commission on Presidential Debates picked Scully, who once interned for then Senator Biden, to moderate a debate involving his old boss. Pile this controversy on top, and you might as well conclude that the fix is in, again. Even if you believe Scully about the hack, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who would think that he could be objective in this sort of setting under these circumstances. In politics, perception is reality. And for Steve Scully, the perceptions are not so great. And there you go, Foonies. 2 Buffoon nominees seemingly caught in the act and denying responsibility. But who wins? You tell us by voting now for your choice for Buffoon of the Week. So thanks again for hanging out till the end of the video. We're starting to look at nominees for Buffoon of the Year, so tell us who you think should win. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash that thumbs up button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can come back next week, where we'll have 2 more nominees, but only one can be Buffoon of the Week.